My old friend Doris Fish was a big believer in the concept of the fluidity of gender, that being to her that gender wasn't something that's hard and sharp, but there is a continuum. She would often say that some people are 60-40, 60 female one day, 40, male. And many times Doris felt 90-10. That being said, as much as there was a persona of Doris Fish, the gigantic, glamorous Amazon queen of the universe, the fucking goddess, there was also another persona that she had, and that was Phil, who was as masculine as Doris was feminine. Phil was a bloke, Australian, butch guy who also worked as a prostitute. Doris made her living as a prostitute during that period. The phone would ring, and I'd hear her say, "Hello? About 7 inches, $50. Unless it was for Doris, and then she'd say, "Darling, sweetheart, how lovely to hear from you."
Well, that was a test, ladies and gentlemen. I'm happy to report you all passed. That was a test to see just what kind of a lowlife has slunk down here tonight to see if they can find some entertainment. That was probably the commonest, most horrible, embarrassing thing I could do, and you loved it. Well then, I'm going to confuse you now by doing something really classy and tasteful. Michael, is my orchestra ready? Well, if I'm going to sing, I better get away from the microphone. I was looking in the mirror this evening, and I used to think there were things wrong with my face, but I looked in the mirror this evening, I couldn't find any of those things. Isn't that funny? I've been doing this kind of building self-esteem, self-love kind of exercises, and I guess it worked. Though in the book they tell you it's very hard to look in a mirror and say, "I love you." Of course, I went right to the next chapter like that. I'm really advancing in the self-love, self-esteem business. I'm going to be really wonderful soon. Well, you're not supposed to say that. I am wonderful now. I believe it. As you all know, I am a fabulous greeting star. A greeting card star. But anyway, the legs, they're still pretty good. But of course, a woman of my age, it's not too bad. But you know what they say, the legs are the last to go. It's a shame about the face, but oh well. Actually, I can't say that line with any conviction, can I? I don't believe it anymore. I used to look really old. I don't know what happened. It's probably just makeup, huh? It's good little purses. I got this in Paris. I'll turn it on later when I sing my song. Now, I'm just going to check my face, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you're getting your money's worth. You all owe me another $1. No, seriously, I am getting older. I know you can't tell from there. Well, I go on talking about myself, ladies and gentlemen, because I am preoccupied with myself. I know it's a terrible thing to be. And I often say, well, occasionally I say, Doris, just forget about yourself for a minute. Stop worrying about your wrinkles. Stop worrying about all those things that could go wrong in your life. Just think about someone else. Do a good deed or something. Work on your bad karma. And, I get into this mood and I think, yes, perhaps I'll become a saint. And then God will reward me with younger-looking skin. I've been recently putting this theory into practice. Last week I went downtown and gave $1 to the stinking bum. And then I ran home to see if it made any difference. Anyway, I stood there for a while looking in the mirror. And then I remembered that other living saint, Mother Teresa. And I said to myself, but look what being a saint has done to her complexion. Well, the Lord works in mysterious ways, doesn't he? So I figured it must have been my destiny, my calling to be just another vain woman seeking attention. So here I am, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, I am thinking of putting a petition to the Pope to be beatified. It wouldn't hurt, would it? Imagine if I was a saint, I could do, endorsements for Miracle Whip. Oh, I could have, a big part on Highway to Heaven, starring St. Doris Fish. I think it has a good ring to it. Well, anyway, I'm not going to be a saint. As you can probably guess, because here I am. I wouldn't be down here with you lot, would I? Alright. Yes, fucking goddess, let's see. Alright. Yes, and what happened? I thought all this working in toilets and root cellars and this slash nightclub circuit was all behind me now. I thought by now I would have a star on my dressing room door. Look, not even a door on the dressing room here, ladies and gentlemen. And not only do I share a dressing room with Philip Ford, Miss X and Tippy, we have sewer pipes running down through there too. So I guess you're here watching me make yet another comeback, yet another struggle to get out of this toilet circuit and into the world of soaps and TV commercials, which I'm really looking forward to. Of course, you know that getting back to being old, the marvelous thing about growing old and time and everything is that years and years from now, we'll all look back on this night and think, God, wasn't she young then? Or I mean, isn't she young now? Well, that's how it is. Time's marvelous like that. You know, I had all this work until I wrote it down. Anyway, but you know, I still look good when I hold my face perfectly still. Let me show you. I held it extra long this week because I wanted a loving close-up. I'm going to freeze frame it when I get home. Oh. How can I go on? Never mind. Well, as I told you, but of course getting older is not really a bad thing in my line of work. I am America's queen of greeting cards. I work for West Graphics. And of course you've all seen them, haven't you? They're fabulous cards. But you know, the older I get, the more work I get. They're calling me up much more now, dragging me down there, getting me to just, I now wear less and less makeup each time now. The back lady doesn't take any makeup at all now, just sort of powder down a little, just smudge a little dirt on, and I'm ready. But, of course, my stocking trade, of course, is really terrible faces. When I was younger, I could do that and the face would bounce back. Now, of course, after a night of this... You really have to sort of be careful. It takes a while. I need a couple of weeks off after that before I make another public appearance. As I told you, I just got back from Paris. Lovely earrings, something they say Paris on them. You up the back of Paris. Yes, I bought them on Mission Street. Thanks, cat collars in the back. You know, you can, if you're a sensible shopper, buy all your souvenirs before you travel overseas. You know, it's true. I mean, the world is so small now. You know, you can just buy anything from Hong Kong here, and you don't have to go there anymore. Of course, it doesn't really work for you people at the side. You're, of course, much too close. But for the people at the bar, I look like a fucking goddess. Well, that's my aim in life, to become a fucking goddess. And I mean, last year I nearly made it. And I was famous for a little while there. My picture in the paper and on television every week, all that sort of stuff. But then there was fame and fortune just glittering right there in front of me, and I reached for it and poof, just went away. Life's like that, isn't it? Is that all there is? Have I had my 15 minutes of fame? Is it all over? I realize that's a rhetorical question, but you're supposed to say no, no. No! Thanks. Last week's audience was much better. Never mind. Never mind.